I have a confession I want to make this week. Been happy with the content that I've been putting out on this show recently. It's felt derivative and ranty. It's felt forced, and I haven't been overly happy with it. Last week's episode, which I'll have right here, you can check it out. The first half of that episode, it just feels kind of shallow and played out and divisive and nitpicky and just things that I don't necessarily feel constitute who I really am or what I'm all about or what I'm trying to share with you guys or the value I'm trying to bring to you. It felt valueless. It felt like me ranting about something that ultimately had no value to you and didn't push the conversation forward in any real constructive way. So I wasn't real happy with that. Now, the second half of that episode, I absolutely think you should watch because I had 3 incredible interviews with 3 incredible guys that I met at the Global Insurance Symposium, Dr. Robin Kira, Stephen Goldstein, and Nick Lamparelli. So if you want to see those interviews, watch that episode. That part of the episode was tremendous, but the first half was kind of like meh. And I don't like putting meh content out to you. So I want to tell you, like, the struggle is real. Like, I struggle all the time with getting quality content out, and I'm a media and marketing guy. Like, I get paid money to inform you, to educate you, to talk to the audience, to help you better understand what's impacting your business, things you can do differently, things that you should be aware of. That's what I get paid for. And when I'm not producing the level of content quality that makes me happy, that makes me feel fulfilled, then I know I'm not delivering value to you. So I want to apologize for that. I don't want to call it block because block is made up and not real. I haven't been doing the work necessary to give you the value that you deserve. That's the truth. I haven't had the discipline to do the things that I know need to happen, the reps that I need to get to give you that value. And I always try to embody on this show and with my content what I would ever ask you to do. Does that make sense? I'm never going to ask you guys to do something that I am unwilling to do myself. And I know that there are certain things that need to get done in the day-to-day life, the everyday grind, the discipline and the persistence that you need to have in order to produce at the level that you expect to produce at, or that I want you to produce at, or that I know you are capable of producing at. Because guys, remember, I'm just a dumb math major who hacked my way through college, mostly just wanting to play baseball and chase women and drink beers and stuff. Like, I'm not an academic, I'm certainly not a writer, I'm certainly have no training in marketing and media and all those things. I'm completely self-taught. So when I tell you these things, when I share with you the things that I have to do to hit a level of value and a level of content quality that meets my own standards, it's only because I've done the work over and over and over again. And when I fall off the horse, when I fall off the wagon, when I let things like social media and email and meetings and just bullshit, when I let those things distract me from doing the real work that drives value to this business, then it's evident in my content quality. And last week's episode was certainly a good indication and a wake-up call to me. I want to share with you my #1 core principle to creating great content that adds value to the audience you serve, regardless of who that audience is. And it actually comes from a principle I learned from my basketball coach way back in the day, 20 plus years ago when he used to play high school basketball. He used to say all the time, shooters shoot to get hot, shooters shoot to stay hot. The same exact principle applies to everything we do, certainly to creating content. You want to write well? You got to write. Writers write to get hot. Writers write to stay hot. You want to do good video? Videographers video to get hot. Videographers video to stay hot. Can't say that. But the thing goes to sales. You want to be good at sales? You gotta sell. You gotta sell. You gotta do the reps. You gotta do the work. And if you're not putting that back work in, then the product that you actually hit publish on is not gonna be as good. And what's happened is I've allowed nonsensical, non-value adding items to enter into my everyday life. I've gotten off the 5 a.m. train, so I haven't been getting up at 5 a.m. I haven't been doing work at night. I haven't been writing during the day. I've been allowing countless meetings with people who I never actually do business with to take a half hour of my day and ultimately crush my practice time, my practice writing, that writing where you're just writing and writing and writing and only half of it ever gets published. That's okay. You got to put 2,000 words on the paper to get 1,000 quality words out. Right? That's how it works. And if I haven't been putting in that work, and subsequently my ideas, my concepts, like just content has been blah. So okay. So that is the number one thing. Here's what I want to share with you today. 5 simple tricks to get your mind right. To get your mind right so that you have the discipline to do that work. This first one's gonna be in a duh moment, but you gotta actually schedule time to create, and that's something I hadn't been doing. So I would just like try to crack a little bit of writing or a little bit of video in a half-hour block of time in my schedule between 5 other calls, and you just can't take your mind out of something very strategy or very business-oriented or very operational-oriented, drop it into creative mode, and then pull it back out. You just do not do good work that way. So I now have 12 hours, 3 hours at a time, 4 days a week, blocked out of my schedule. I will not put another meeting in there unless it's absolutely mission critical. And the idea is, because it's on my schedule, people won't schedule meetings for those times. So then I can just make sure I have these 3-hour blocks of time to do this work, to do my writing work, to write sales copy, whatever needs to get done, decks. But that creative work, I know I have a 3-hour block of time where I'm not gonna get interrupted. That is number one. I had not been doing that. I used to do it. I fell off the wagon. Now I'm back on the wagon, and it's already working. Number 2, and this one's gonna seem completely obvious, diet and exercise. You heard me talk about it in the health plus hustle equals win video, but basically if you don't have your diet right and your exercise, if your body, the systems in your body aren't functioning well, if you're not making the decisions that it takes to hit the gym and put that donut down and exchange it for some berries, then guys, you're never going to have the discipline and persistence and fortitude to push through like not looking at social media or email to actually do the work of writing and video. So it's all about training your body, creating the habits that create discipline. Guys, if you don't have your diet and exercise in check, if your body systems aren't functioning, if you're not making the hard decisions that it takes to get your body working the way it should, then you're never gonna make the hard decisions that it takes to actually create content that is of a quality that really truly represents who you are and what you do. Number 3, and this is where things start to get just a little bit weird. You've heard me talk about it before. Mindfulness meditation. Use an app. There's a bunch of them out there. I use Headspace. I know other people that use Calm. Whatever works for you, it doesn't necessarily matter. 10% better is another good one. The purpose of mindfulness meditation, and this is what I use it for. If you ever played Nintendo as a kid or as an adult with your kids, there was a reset button. And if at any time things got a little crazy, the game got a little screwy, it started skipping or started freezing, you hit the reset button and everything went back to normal. That is what mindfulness meditation is for me. My brain gets clouded, it gets foggy, it gets heavy, I feel like there's noise, like I'm thinking about 10 million things, and then I take 10 minutes, I put earbuds in, I sit in a quiet place, I listen to this guided meditation, and I essentially reset my brain. And what I come out of it is all that junk, all that garbage is gone, or at least put aside. And you get to kind of start fresh and just add thoughts back to your brain that are important. You don't need to do it every day. 2-3 times a week I found to be more than enough. And you know, we're talking $10 a month for an app. You do it 2 or 3 times a week, and I promise you, those good ideas that get boxed out with all the noise of your day-to-day life will start showing up more often. That's number 3. I had forgotten to do that. It's back in. Mindfulness meditation. Boom. Number 4, and this is where things start to get really weird. Take a cold shower. 60 seconds. Do a regular shower. regular shower, and the last 60 seconds of your shower, turn it as cold as it can go and just stand in that shower. Now there are some significant health benefits, a lot of which around anti-inflammatory stuff, helps your joints, releases a lot of endorphins and other chemicals that help your body operate. It helps blood flow through your vessels, your veins, and your capillaries better. Just kind of opens your body up and gets it moving, especially first thing in the morning. But the major benefit that comes from this is the discipline it takes to do it every day. That is the part that I have found to be so incredibly powerful, is that just to do it, I have to like psych myself up every day, which means that when I hit part of my day where I'm feeling like tired, or I'm like, oh, I don't really want to have to make this next call or write this next blog post, I'm like, screw it. I stood in the shower in freezing cold water for 60 seconds today. I can do this. Number 5, and this is gonna be probably the least weird out of them all, but something I bet none of you actually do, is go back and read your old published work. When you actually create something and you put it out into the world, go back and read it. Read what you wrote, watch that video, watch it over and over again. So many people create something, hit the publish button, and then never look at it again. And what happens is, when you reread something, actually, after you've actually published it, you look at it through a different lens. And I've actually shared this tip quite a few times too. It's maybe like a 5B, and that's reread your work out loud. Well, when you read it out loud, you come at it in a whole different frame of mind. And I'm telling you, if you're evaluating your work that you used to do again, you're gonna find that there's little nuances in it that you would have changed. And what that does is it's kind of like a self-evaluation. So highly recommend you go back and you reread your old work, watch your old work, listen to your old podcast, whatever you're creating, go back and evaluate that again with a fresh mind. And it's gonna give you a whole new perspective on how you're creating, what you're creating, and how you're adding value. All right, guys, so that's it. Just remember, struggle is real. It's as real for me as it is for all of you, but it's not writer's block. You're just not doing the work. I wasn't doing the work, both getting in the reps and just having the discipline to make the smart decisions. I stopped doing the mindfulness meditation. I, kind of took a step back on my diet a little bit the last couple weeks because I was traveling, and I let my mind slip into, oh, because you're on the road, you don't have to eat as well. And all these things impact the quality of what you were doing and the value you're delivering to people. So it's all about discipline. It's about doing the work, putting in the reps, making sure your mind and your body are in a space that you can actually create at the highest level. It impacts me as much as it impacts you every single day. So take those 5 tips. Know that you are not alone. If you have additional things that would help, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do. You don't just get my work, you get Joey and Sydney's as well. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.